I'm Gary and this is a Celtic Drummer. Welcome back to the Celtic Drummer, folks. First video of 2022. Good new year to you all. Back in the dining room, going to crack on with looking through some of the samples and miniatures that we've got lying around. Tonight I'm going to grab a wee bottle of Edradour, 10-year-old. Going to get this one in the glass and we'll have a wee chat. Get it all in there. Edradour Distillery. It's in Southern Highlands, Perthshire, quite close to Pitlochry. Distillery is owned by the Signatory Vintage Scotch Whisky Company. Bit of a mouthful. The distillery's been around since 1825, so it's heading up towards 100 years. So got 3 years and it'll be celebrating its 100-year anniversary. It's quite a small distillery. If anyone's ever paid a visit to it, it's nestled into the sort of little hills with a stream coming through. It's quite picturesque. If you look at the distillery, across the road from it, it's a little bit more of a sort of industrial warehousing, but again, it's quite a small little site. And the roads around it are very narrow if you do ever go visiting it. And with it being a small distillery, the production rate there, I think, only comes in about like 250,000 litres a year, somewhere in that range. I think there are plans to expand, perhaps across the road. I think at the sort of more industrial side of it, and almost have 2 distilleries almost on site there. But that's the plans I read about a little while ago. Not sure how that's getting on at the moment. So what I've grabbed tonight, Edradour 10-year-old. The core range coming out of there, I think it's 10-year-old and a 12-year-old straight up. They have, I think, a couple of cast strength drums that they put out quite regularly, and I think there's a peated version that they do as well. The one we're going to have a look at here is probably the gateway drum coming out from there. As I said, it's a 10-year-old one. So have a wee sniff at it, see what it's like. It's actually a nice smell coming out of it. Quite fruity. Vanillas. Quite sweet, yeah, quite pleasant. I haven't actually looked at what the casking is for this, but it's coming across as quite a sherry sort of influence. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if I'd read up properly in this. There probably is a sherry maturation in there. Nice. Give it a wee sip. Quite light tasting on the mouth. Oh, there's honey straight away there, and I'm getting an almost maltiness at the back of the throat. Quite a short finish. Nutty. I've never also. Yeah, definitely nuts, but maybe almonds. Then, if you have a good Christmas cake when you've got the sherry through it and the nuts through it, the influence of the nuts, and it was almost, it's not heavy, maybe even a Dundee cake, not quite a full Christmas cake. It's quite nice. Definitely a honey influence coming right through it. There's no burn. We'll just have a wee look at it. I didn't check the ABV on that one. If I can dig it out on there. 40%, so yeah. No burn there, obviously. There's actually some good taste in there for a 40% drum. A 10-year-old with, like I said, probably a very good sherry maturation in there. It's giving it some good influence, some good taste. The nose is quite nice. said the finish is quite short, but there's a malty honey influence in the finish. Really quite pleasant actually. Might have to delve in a little bit more into this. I have to convince the wife to get me a bigger bottle of this. Birthday next month. Slange of Oaks. Cheers.